Hey guys, I saw something the other day. I was listening to one of them that I sort of picked up again. Listened to it. It was an entertaining message. It clued in. It seemed to some degree. But then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, is I heard them come out with a line of junk that was as unbiblical and ungodly as anything I've ever heard. They were saying you need to be in support, be loving of your mother. Okay, oh, a mother's love. Um, and you're not supposed to honor your mother and father. And they were going on about this mother thing. Even if they were evil, you're supposed to love them, and even if you have to love them from afar, and if you can, support them too, even if they're a witch, evil. That's what they said. At which point I said, "Suffer not a witch to live." That was the attitude expressed to me that the Father in heaven has regarding witches and sorcerers alike, I suppose. So at that point, I decided, no, I'm not going to be listening to anything else that you say, because you're obviously being led by a demon to say this thing. And I know personally the damn demon that's trying to tell you to say these things. So obviously you're being used. It's just like some of these others that I've watched on a regular basis who became quite popular, and because they got the regular party girl thing going on anyway. It's like, yeah, it's obvious. But where they are all constantly shilling for the enemies, for like trying to make excuses for them, play them off as like, oh, they're people too. And my question is at what point do they become, are we able to consider them children of Satan rather than children of our Father in heaven? I mean, if they're, let's say, I don't know, quacking like a duck and walking like a duck, when do we get to say, well, they're a duck? When do we get to say a spade is a spade? If they're casting spells and they're moving energies around, and they're exerting their will through this means or that or another, that's called witchcraft, sorcery. And no, they're not a member of the body. And whenever you're in support of that, you've got yourself in danger. Now, I know very early on you all learned, well, what we need is to come up with this little legal disclaimer as though you're running a business and saying this is for only entertainment purposes or something, like that. And how you need to go back and check it with God, blah, 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 blah. So, like, you're off the hook. No, you're not. You're not off the hook. But you like this, kid. Regardless of what disclaimer you may put out in front of the message you put out, if the message you put out is from evil, that which heaven above considers to be the filthy spirits, the evil spirits, the darkness, okay, you are still working willingly for the evil, aren't you? Regardless of what disclaimer you put on it, you're still doing the work of Satan, right? I mean, if you take heroin out to the streets and you come out and you put a little disclaimer on each bag of heroin that says, proven to addict you and likely will kill you, blah, 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 if you use this even one time, use this, you're on risk, and then put a little death hit on it, you're still doing the work of Satan in providing the drug that's going to almost assuredly addict them and likely kill them. Are you not? So think about that before you continue on being a prophet or a prophetess of evil.